Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. So, my topic for today, or our topic for today, is all about global demography. So, I am the first supporter of Group 6. So, global demography is the study of statistical characteristics of human population of the Earth. So, meaning ani is the statistic characteristics is katong siyang it pertains to our population, if nitaas ba siya or nimubo. So, di na to makita nitaas ba siya. So, it involves analyzing and interpreting data related to the population size, structure, distribution, and trends over time. So, there are key aspects of global demography. So, first of it is population size and growth. So, it pertains the total number of people on Earth and how it is this number of changes over time. So, karon is the total population of Earth is 8 billion. So, pagka nagkataas ang year, nagkataas din ang population sa Earth. So, sa sumunod nga mga tuig, so, maabot na tawag 9 billion ang atong population sa Earth. So, factors influencing the population growth include birth rates, death rates. So, karon manggod ang mas daghan is kanatong birth rate, mas tutay ang birth rate mo kung nagkataas ang atong population. So, the other aspect will tackled by the next reporter.
Good day, ma'am. I am Michi D. Lagunero, and the topic is all about the perils of overpopulation. Population is among the most pressing environmental issues, silently aggravating the forces behind global warming, environmental pollution, habitat loss, the sixth mass extinction. Siyempre, more people, mas lalong nag-i-increase yung demand ng pagkain, energy, healthcare, transportation, and more. And all that consumption contributes to ecological degradation, higher risk of large-scale disaster like pandemics. Kay gumagawa sila or yung mga tao is nagsasayang lang. And more people consume resources, they create waste and pollution that can affect the environment. Padami ng tao, padami din yung na nagagamit para pagtayuan ng bahay. So, I have a two solution to maiwasan natin yung overpopulation dito po sa atong country is promote family planning and also make educational entertaining.
Good day, my name is Mary Jane Mendez and I will be your nice reporter in women and reproductive rights. So, unsa ba ang women rights? Women rights is muna siya ang mga karapatan natong mga kababaihan in which women have right to live free from violence, discrimination, and to educate, to own property, patas na oportunidad para natong mga kababaihan. The right to reproductive choice means that women have a right to choose whether or not to reproduce, including the right to decide whether to carry or terminate pregnancy and the right to choose their preferred method of family planning and contraception. In 1960, Bolivia's average total fertility rate was 6.7 children. In 1978, the Bolivia's government put into an effect a family planning program that included the legalization of abortion. By 1985, the TFR rate went down to 5.13 and further declined to 3.46 in 2008. Women's and reproductive rights may include the legal rights to contraception, abortion, fertility treatment, reproductive health, secure people's freedom to decide their reproductive capacities to not reproduce. Why is it important? It is essential for women to enjoy their human rights. These rights are centered in women's ability to make the best choice for their lives, including around the number of children they have. The goal of this is to eradicate extreme poverty, of course, and hunger, achieve education, promote gender equality, and empower women, reduce child mortality, combat against HIV and AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Through this, they can gain benefits such as prevention to high-risk pregnancies, cancers, and the reproductive systems, and death to AIDS.
Good day, everyone. I am Janice Zimailan. I will be discussing about feminist perspective. So what is feminist perspective? It aims to understand the nature of gender inequality and examines women's social rules, experiences, and interests while generally providing a critique of social relations. Much of feminist theory also focuses on analyzing gender inequality and the promotion of human interests. So the feminist perspective has greatly influenced society, especially in the field of women's rights and gender equality. So feminist perspective has led to a series of significant changes, some of which include equal opportunities for women in work and in education. So the difference between gender stereotype and normal rules, support for women's right to healthcare and sexuality, and the fights against discrimination and the violence against women. So feminist perspective has also influenced social and cultural norms, attitude, and values. It has given women a voice to speak out against unequal laws and policies and to advocate that they be changed, as well as obtaining attention to the connection between gender, racism, education, and other forms of inequality. Feminism has examined gender base. So the feminist perspective has contributed to broad effort to empower women and promote gender equality, which has become more helpful in social and the cultural development.
So, good afternoon everyone, especially to you, Ma'am Mamachaga. Good afternoon. So, I'm Mercado de March Aman. So, my report is all about population growth and food security. So, the decline in fertility and the existence of a young productive population, however, may not be enough to offset this concern over food security. So, in the Philippines, we currently have 190 million and 106,224 population. So every year, the population is increasing. So the growth of the population can affect the food security of the Philippines. So why? So if daghan ang consumer but less ang production, so dako siya impact. So the FAO, or the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, so warns that in order for countries to mitigate the impact of population growth, food production must increase by 70%. So Food and Agriculture Organization warns that in order for countries to ease or alleviate the impact of population growth, food production must increase by 70%. So the FAO recommends that countries increase their investments in agriculture, craft long-term policies aimed at fighting poverty, and invest in research and development. So the FAO also recommends that countries to improve their investment in agriculture, craft long-term policies to fight poverty. Then the FAO therefore enjoins governments to keep their markets open and eventually move towards a global trading. Global trading. So the FAO therefore enjoins governments to keep their markets open and eventually move towards a global trading system that is fair and competitive. So that would be all. Thank you.